Well, this is one of those long warps roll-offs. I'm going to talk a little bit about it. As you can tell, I have a few white cats, and then we have some sheep. This is a hand-dyed warp. This is kind of a darker blue. I attempted to do some birds in flight. Not sure about that. It was a practice. And of course we have some snowflakes. It is that time of the year. So this is a darker blue, and now you're going to see it changes to turquoise, kind of a turquoise green. And we have more snowflakes, little trees, more trees. It's almost the end of December, and some of these trees may be in stock until next year. And then we have some more cats. And we have orange cats. I forgot what I did. I've done this, taken a couple of weeks. And we come to another shade of blue. And then I start to do some calico kind of cats and snowmen. Found out that the snowman pattern was kind of popular among other weavers because I do sell these patterns. Of course, we have some bunnies. And this time it goes to kind of an amethyst purple. That's what I'd call it. More bunnies. And a few more bunnies. I'm not even counting right now how many. And some cats. And this is actually the last color. We're almost at the end. And I did have to do quite a few. This is the roll that I just took off the loom. I have not counted, so I'm not sure how many I wove, but we'll find out shortly. Now, what am I going to do with this next? Well, as you can tell, I cut it off the loom, and what I do next is I'm going to unroll it, and what I'll do, see, here we have one, we have a second one, and I'll notice that what I do in between each one, I put a contrasting thread because I'll show you what I'll do with that in a minute. 1, 2, and then 3. So what I like to do is I like to stop at the 3 that I have. Let me get this straightened out here, make it kind of flat. So what I'll do is I'm going to cut these. I like to have them about 3 at a time when I wash them. And the next thing I'll do is I will pull this thread out, and now I have my cutting line. So what I'll do, I'm going to turn it so I can cut it. Hopefully you can see it at the angle there. I don't know if you can see that. I can see a little bit better maybe than you can. A little bit of a shadow in there. So what I'll do is I will cut it right on that line. And the next step is I will take this to the sewing machine, to my serger, and I will serge both ends. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this up into 3 towels at a time, and if I don't come out with evenly 3, I'll do maybe 2. The reason I do that is, as I said maybe earlier, is that if I put too many together, they get a little tangled and get wrinkled in the washing machine. This also, here's just another view. You have the opportunity to see when my warp changed from one color to the next, so you can see the purple going into blue. Now when this is finished, this will be one of the towels that I call kind of a transition towel or table runner. And here's the pile up. As you can see, I serged both ends of all of the pieces that I cut up. And the next part is I will put these in the washing machine. All right, now my fabric is in the washing machine, and what I usually do is I put, depending on how much fabric I'm washing, in this case I'm going to use 2 of the color grabbers. Now you can use Synthropol, just a little slurp or 2 of that, but if you don't have Synthropol, you can just use some kind of mild laundry detergent. And I will set this at gentle, and I will wash with warm water. So you might want to know, why do I use my color catchers? Well, the warp was hand dyed and most of the weft was as well. These are the 2 color catchers. And the other thing, I get some really cool looking lint when it's all done. So right now we take a look in the dryer. Everything's all dry. I'm going to hang it up and maybe a little bit later on today I will cut them apart and iron them before I sew all of these. All right, now I'm cutting the last towels apart, just like I did before I washed when I cut them in thirds. Now I'm going, after I wash them, I'm doing the same thing, cutting them. I pulled that thread out that I use to separate each towel. And I'm going to cut this one. And the next thing I'm going to do is I have the towel here. I'm going to get my iron started here in a moment. It's still warming up. And I'm going to now show you what I do before I actually do the sewing. And the iron is finally hot enough. Got a little steam going on here. What I do is I will first iron the one end. Then what I do, you could take a piece of cardboard with a line on it and fold it over. But since I've been doing this for a while, I kind of fold it over about an inch. The other thing people sometimes do is while they are weaving, they put a thread in here to show the line where they're going to fold it over. So right now I'm just making sure that this is all lined up where I want it. And I will now press that. You love all that steam. And I will continue to iron the whole towel. Now you notice it does curve in a little bit. That's just part of what happens with this pattern because you're doing an overshot and you're doing tabby. If I had used a floating selvage, there might be a little less draw in. It also depends on which pattern that I'm doing. All right, now I'm going to do the same thing at the other end. I'm going to fold it up and be as careful as I can. And if I, like I said, if I want to be really particular about, I could insert a piece of cardboard that is exactly the width that I want. So now what I will do next is when I get up to the sewing machine, I will fold these over all the way, and I would probably also pin it, which I'm not doing right now. And there are different feet on your sewing machine that will make life a little bit easier. And you can check with your manual to find out which one might be the best for your sewing machine.